Let's bring in Bob Baer and retired Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis. Gentlemen, thank you for helping me, especially at the hour. Appreciate you. Bob, let me start with you. The president had to say that. When America is attacked, when any of our servicemen or women are hurt, you expect the commander-in-chief to knuckle up. But how real is that threat?
It's not very real, Chris. The problem is that the Islamic State, as you said, is mixed in with the Taliban. Even the Taliban don't know who they are. These suicide bombers can manufacture this stuff at home. They don't have bases. They don't have a command structure like we know. Sometimes they're not up on cell phones, so to strike back at them is going to be nearly impossible. I know we'd like to, but you just can't.
Colonel, were you able to hear the interview with the woman we had in the last segment?
I was, yes. I was riveted. I was.
Man, that kind of desperation, how do we have the logistical means in this kind of window to get any kind of process that efficiently can get out any significant number of the people who remain?
Well, I think it's a remarkable achievement what we have gotten so far. I mean, I think we just gone over 100,000. And when you got to put that in the context that the original plan, in fact, when August 31st was even mentioned as a date, was to get out the 2,500 troops by that date. And then all hell broke loose when the Afghan government and military disintegrated, and now all of a sudden it turned into an evacuation. And the fact that we've gotten this many out is really a testament to how fast the military can respond on the fly to a really world-class emergency. So problem is that clock is ticking, and it's harder to get in, and I don't know how many more are going to get out, but my heart bleeds for them. And I also have a friend who's one of those trying to get in, so I can feel for what she's saying.
That's a fair point, Bob. Look, you can make the case very easily that the Biden administration did not handle his exit well, but the rapid collapse did create an evacuation scenario that wasn't envisioned.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead, Bob.
Well, I mean, it did, but here's the problem, Chris. We got to get to the problem. Is Kabul airport is indefensible. I don't know whose decision that was. I've flown in there. I've been to Bagram. Bagram was defensible.
Bagram's like a city, by the way, for the people at home. It's about 40 miles away from where they are. It's remote. There was a decision made during the Trump and Biden administration. Finally, in July, they closed it. But it's like a city. Okay, Bagram Air Base is literally like a city. Go ahead.
I've driven in there. You can't get suicide bombers maybe to an outpost right at the edge. It was defensible. That was a mistake doing that, and Kabul is basically in the city. And it's really hit me hard, these guys that died. I was in Beirut in the 80s when the Marines got hit, when the embassy got hit. In 83, it was indefensible. And this is what really has hit me hard. And you just can't put these people, soldiers, in a mob like this, because suicide bombers, you don't know who they are. They're with that crowd. There was a horrible mistake made here. And we need to get a grip on this. And our military can fight battles, but it cannot fight mobs that are wearing suicide vests. That's not what they're trained for. It's impossible to do.
Colonel, last word to you about the decision to not use Bagram for this and to do it out of Kabul, and what the thinking was at that time and why it's different now.
Yeah, I think you've just got to look at the timeline and all this. And the original plan was to have the 2,500 personnel out. And the reduction plan where we were slowly shutting things down, that made sense then, because nothing in that plan said, hey, the Afghan military is going to disintegrate and the Taliban is going to roll up on it. So they thought they had absolutely plenty of time to be able to get that out. Once it became clear that the military fell apart, the Bagram was already gone. I mean, we had already turned it over like a month or so for that. So you can't undo that. And unfortunately, that's just where we are.
Bob Baer, Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis, thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate you.
My pleasure. Thank you.